For this one, we're going to need a somewhat different type of table of values. When we're taking sine of x, x will be an angle. And in grade 11, you learned to write those angles in degrees. In this course, we're going to be using degrees and we'll be introducing a new unit called radians. But for now, let's stick to degrees. We don't want to count by ones because that would take us a very long time to see the shape of the graph. So we're going to count in 30-degree increments in our table. Now you can actually take sine of a negative number or a positive number, it doesn't matter, but just to get an idea of the shape of the graph, we're going to just do sine of positive values just to remind you of the shape and what it looks like. So we will start with 0, keeping in mind that these x values are actually in degrees. Then we'll count up by 30s. So now if you need to use your calculator to get these values for now, that's okay. It is going to be reviewed later in the course, and in the meantime you may want to review the notes you took in grade 11 on sine functions to see how to get these values using special triangles or using the unit circle. Okay, so 0 would be sine of 0. Make sure your calculator is set to degrees. Remember to check here, and you can figure it on your calculator how to change that if it's not. So we just find sine of 0. Oops. Sine of 0 is 0. Sine of 30, let's see what it tells us here. Big mystery. 0.5. Sine of 60. 0.866, and sine of 90 is 1. Now you continue on your calculator if you need to, or just continue the pattern if you know it. Okay, so there's our table of values, and this is a periodic function. So what we really have done here is the table of values for one period of sine x, and we'll plot that and see what it looks like. Notice my scale on my graph. I've done 3 squares to 90, so I'm really counting by our 30 degrees, 30, 60, 90, and so on. It is not necessary to label every single square, but when you are counting by something other than 1, you should put what the values are on your axes. You should label your axes with the numbers. So also I want you to notice my y-axis, I'm not counting each square as 1, I'm counting by 0.5. So I'm taking 2 squares to get to a unit. So I'm just going to go ahead and plot while you do yours. So there's one period plotted, and it's going to just connect in a nice smooth curve. Try to avoid kind of a V shape. We want it nice and smooth, and we can continue that same exact pattern until we run out of room on our grid. I could even go negative if I had a little bit more room there. So that is the basic function f of x equals sine x. Thank you for watching.